Hi friends, you all peoples are again welcome in this series of introduction to the pharmaceutical industry. Up to the previous episode, we had seen the material movement in the pharmaceutical industry as well as the different sections of pharmaceutical industry and their role in a detail. In today's episode, we will see the details about the production department. In that production department, as we are well known about the different sections of production, the first department is the granulation. We will see the details about the granulation in today's episode. So, what is meant by the granulation? You cannot take the direct API and excipient and mix together, and directly you cannot take on the compression machine to compress it as into the tablet form, or you cannot take the all API and excipient which is mixed together and directly feed into the capsulation. So first of all, we have to form these all API and excipient, mixture of API and excipient into the granules form. So in this granulation, we have to do the different processes. So what is meant by the granulation? The granulation is a technique in which there is size enlargement of the mixture of API and excipient to form a strong agglomerates which have a properties just like a compressibility, cohesiveness, flow, density and uniformity. So to achieve these properties, the mixture of API and excipient we have to process and to form a granules having the such characteristics is nothing but the granulation process. So in this process, which are the different steps and which are the different techniques we will discuss in today's episode. So as you all well known about the process before the granulation, that issuance of BPCR, then dispensing of API and excipient from the warehouse department, that material, that dispensed material along with the batch manufacturing record received in the production department, all the raw material and raw material means API and excipient get verified in the production department. After getting verification of the raw material, that cross-verified, cross-checked material get transferred into the suitable granulation suit. So, which are the different techniques in granulation? So, there are the number of techniques. First is the DC process, means direct compression process. Second one is the dry granulation. Third one is the wet granulation. And fourth one is the hot melt extrusion technique. Next one is a pelletization technique, that is we can use the Ooster-Cotter. So these are the different techniques of the granulation. So we will see the one by one process. The first is a direct compression process. In this technique, all the raw material as per the batch manufacturing record is taken in the processing area. All the raw materials along with API and excipient, all these raw material gets shifted through the vibratory shifter or get milled through the suitable mill. This shifting is we are performing this shifting operation for the different purposes, means just like to get a uniform particle size, or we can do the security shifting to remove any foreign particle or any black particle from the raw material. We have to perform this shifting operation. After completion of this shifting, this shifted excipient API get loaded into the mixer. That mixer in pharmaceutical industry we will say it as a blender. In that blender, a different types of blender availability is there, just like a bean blender, cone blender, V-cone blender, octagonal blender. Such types of blenders are available in pharmaceutical industry. So these all shifted material get loaded into the blender for the mixing purpose. After completion of this mixing operation, there is a next stage is lubrication. Means lubricant, just like a colloidal silica, we can say it as a aerosol, or magnesium stearate or talc. Just like lubricants, glidant materials get added into the blender, and lubrication process get processed. After completion of this blending and lubrication, that lubricated material get unloaded into the IBC's intermediate containers, and that lubricated blend is ready for the compression. This is the direct compression process. Second one is a dry process. That is a dry granulation technique. In dry granulation techniques, there are the two different types. First is a compaction process, and second one is a slugging method. In compaction process, we can use the different types of roll compactors. In this process, the raw materials get shifted through the vibratory shifter, then it get mixed into the blender, then primary blending, that we can say it is a premix blending or pre-blending get processed. After completion of this premix get compacted through the roll compactor. Roll compactor of different companies, just like a Cadbank, Gertie's roll compactor, or Fitzpatrick. Just like a different roll compactor we can use in the compaction process. After completion of this compaction, milling and sifting process get carried out, and granules get achieved. Granules get achieved during compaction process. So after completion of this compaction process, a desired fraction of granules when we achieved, then we have to process for the lubrication. With the lubricant, these granules and fines get mixed and get ready for the compression process. In dry granulation process, next process is a slugging method. Next technique is a slugging technique. In this technique, API and excipient, these raw materials get shifted, get premixed into the blender, means mixing get carried out. After completion of mixing, this premixed material get transferred to the slugging machine or on a compression machine. By the compression machine gets set with the special type of punches for the slugging technique, or we can use the D-type tooling in this compression machine, and compression get carried out. These compressed tablet, we can say it is a slug, get then again transferred to the granulation department. Then again milling of these slug get carried out. After milling of this slug, milling, sifting, and then mixing with the lubricants get carried out in the granulation section, and this lubricated material is ready for the compression purpose. This is the dry granulation method, in which we had seen the compaction and slugging method. Next one is the wet granulation process. In wet granulation technique, there are the different sub processes, just like a wet granulation by using the RMG, that is a rapid mixer granulator. Wet granulation by using the PLM, that is a planetary mixer. Wet granulation by FBP means fluid bed processor, and Osterpotter technique. So in wet granulation, the first process, that is by using the rapid mixer granulator, we will see. So all raw material gets shifted to the vibratory shifter, material get transferred to the rapid mixer granulator, binder get prepared by using the different vessels or paste kettles or binder vessels, and in that rapid mixer granulator, by using the different types of binder, granulation get processed. So those granules which is formed in the rapid mixer granulator get unloaded and get transferred to the FBP, that is a fluid bed processor. So after completion of drying in the FBP, that dried material get transferred for the dry screening or sizing process. That sizing can be done through the vibratory shifter and the suitable mill, or as per the technique specified. So after completion of dry screening, that dry screen or sized granules get transferred to the blending for the mixing purpose or for the achieving the uniformity in the batch. After completion of the blending and lubrication, that batch is ready for the compression. This is the wet granulation technique by using the rapid mixer granulator. Next one is by using the planetary mixer. In this technique, only the planetary mixer is used instead of the rapid mixer granulator. Means after completion of the shifting, raw material get transferred into the planetary mixer along with the binder. By using the binder, granulation get processed into the PLM, and those granulated material get then transferred to the FBD or vacuum dryer for the drying purpose. At the end of the granulation, there is a checking of the granulation endpoint. In the RMG, there is a amperage is specified at which amperage of the chopper or amperage of the agitator is specified at which the granulation endpoint can be achieved, or by stopping the process and checking the physical appearance of the granules, we can judge the endpoint of the granulation technique. Such a way, after completion of that granulation, when that granules get transferred for the drying purpose in the FBP, at the endpoint of the drying also get verified by checking the LOD by using the moisture analyzer of different companies. So after getting achieved a desired LOD, drying get completed and that material get transferred to the sizing purpose, and after completion of sizing, that sized material get transferred to the blending area for the blending purpose. Blending is nothing but the mixing of all lots to get the to achieve the uniformity in the batch and to get lubricate the material with the lubricants. So this is the wet granulation technique by using the RMG as well as the planetary mixer. Wet granulation technique by FBP, that is the fluid bed processor, we can do in such a way that After completion of the shifting, that raw material get transferred into the bowl or product container of the fluid bed processor, and the prepared binder get directly sprayed by using the top spring gun in the FBP. That is the top spring granulation process. Means shifted material transferred into the bowl of the FBP, and binder get prepared in a binder vessel by using the different technique, and that prepared binder gets sprayed by using the different parameter, just like inlet temperature, product temperature, CFM, atomization. Such parameters get set into the FBP, and by using these parameter, that top spring process get carried out. After completion of top spring, drying get carried out in the same FBP, and after completion of drying, that dried material get processed for the sizing of the granules. After completion of the sizing, by using the sifter or a suitable mill, that size granules get processed for the blending in the blending area. So this is the technique of the granulation which we had seen: DC granulation, dry granulation, and wet granulation. Such type of granulation get carried out in the granulation area. So next technique of the granulation is the hot melt extrusion. In this hot melt extrusion technique, the raw material sifted through the sifter get mixed in the rapid mixer granulator. After completion of mixing, this premixed material get passed through the hot melt extruder machine. In this machine, there are the different zones. There are different zones having the temperature setting from 70 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Celsius to the 100 and 110 degrees Celsius. So through these different zones, when the premixed material get passed, when exposed at this temperature up to the 100 and 110 degrees Celsius, that these raw material get melted, and this melted material again get passed through the chilled roller, and there is a formation of the ribbon, and this ribbon material, ribbon type material, again the milled through the suitable mill. After completion of the milling, sifting process is there, and after completion of the sifting, this sifted material get lubricated with the lubricants and is ready for the compression. So this is the hot melt extrusion technique. Next one is the pelletization, that is the Oster-Cotter technique. In this Oster-Cotter, we require the non-perile seeds or dummy pellets for the Oster coating. On these pellets, on these non-perile seeds, there is a coating of the different materials as per formulation. So many companies directly procure the dummy pellets or raw material from the other company, or many times that these dummy pellets can be manufactured by using the extrusion and speronization technique. This raw material gets sifted through the sifter, get granulated by using the RMG, and after completion of granulation, this wet mass get passed through the extrusion machine. In this machine, extrusion of the wet mass get processed, get carried out, and this extruded material then get loaded in the speronization machine. In this speronization machine, spherical granules get formed, and these spherical granules then get shifted through the suitable sieve and get dried in the FBP. After completion of the drying, that get again shifted through the vibratory shifter, and the suitable pellet size get form or we can get the suitable pellet size at this stage. So these manufactured pellet can be used for the Ooster-Cotter technique. In this Ooster-Cotter technique, by using the bottom spring, the different types of coating get processed in this bottom spring Ooster-Cotter technique. In this technique, the FBP having the bottom spring provision can be used. So different technique just like a drug coating, sub coating, enteric coating, seal coating, such type of process get carried out in the Ooster-Cotter by using the different coating material. And this type of coating get processed on these pellets. And after completion of this process in the Ooster-Cotter, the drying get carried out in the same Ooster-Cotter, and after completion of drying, that material gets shifted to the shifter by using the suitable sieves, and the required pellet size get achieved at this stage. So these manufactured pellets again lubricated with the lubricant, and these lubricated pellets are ready for the encapsulation. Or such type of the pellets can be used in the MUPS formation. MUPS means multi-unit particulate system. In this technique, these manufactured pellets mixed or blended with the raw material or granules which is formed by the compaction process, and with these granules these pellets get blended in the blender and is ready for the compression process, get compressed at the compression machine. This is the MUPS technology. So these are the different types of the granulations which are processed in the or we can say these are the granulation techniques which are used in the pharmaceutical industry prior to compression and encapsulation. Thank you.